Now then, doing something different today. Reviews on Realism is mostly what I've done so far is mostly British films because they're the closest to me, and it's kind of harder to gauge the realism in another country because you kind of only get their film version of it. So that's why I tend to focus on British films because they're closer to me, and I can feel that, and I can try and copy it. Not copy it, but I try and capture what I see in the good films I see there. But there are a lot of American films. I'm going to go back through and review a lot of films that have inspired me and that I watch all the time. But I forget I need to go back and watch them all again because I've got there's quite a long list of American films that are the sort of thing that we want to do. But this what we're doing today is Uncut Gems. Um, this is almost like at the moment this is the best example of what we want to do with the Don't Tell show because again the British films have done they haven't gone into the thriller aspects that I really want to do. We've only done the realism. It's in terms of acting and the feel of the scene. It's not the structure and the nuts and bolts of the film. So today, Uncut Gems by the Safdie Brothers.
The fucking man.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
And fuck you, man.
So Uncut Gems is, I mean, there's a lot that goes on this film that I'm not going to talk about every twist and turn in the film. Not now. I might come back later and specifically analyze scenes and show how this works, how I think this works, and how I would do it, how I want to replicate it. But it's basically Adam Sandler in a straight role. I'm not going to do a commode and go on about Punch Drunk Love for 2 hours, though I do love that film. He's a gambling addict and he's playing off all these different people. He just can't really help himself. And he's a bit bad lieutenant, but not as grim. But it has that sort of thing that he's, get this money here, go there, go there, go there. It's just like that all the way through the film, and the realism of it is that like this is what's the difference is that he's not playing. I noticed this in Funny People as well. Adam Sandler has and Seth Rogen as well. They have this. They have their sort of the comic characters that are really cartoony, but then they can play it straight and it's completely different. And that's what he does here. He he plays it very straight, and everything is the way that we've been trying to do with our short scenes, where everyone's talking over each other. No one's really got time for each other. Everyone shouts, everyone argues just constantly. Everyone's sort of which is why I said about how I don't like when dialogue just goes back and forth because the only reason it's like that is because it's easier to write it that way. But to act and to create these scenes the way they've done in Uncut Gems is a lot more difficult. And the thing that they've done with this film, the way they've done that isn't just the realism though. It does ground it. It makes you feel this is really happening, and you kind of forget that you're watching Adam Sandler because of that, because it comes across so natural. But the reason that they're also doing it is in these scenes where there's all that shouting and all that stuff. It's just constantly churning away everything as the stakes get higher. Everything's so loud and it's throwing you all around all over the place. That's what's brilliant about the film. It's the tension and the roller coaster of it. That every aspect is there just to sort of wind you up. That's what it does. It gets you more and more stressed out and stressed out and stressed out, and it just keeps building up and building up. This is exactly what we want to do. And I love that. I love this film. I loved it. There was a previous one, Good Time, as well, that did that. I remember really liking that, but not as much. I remember thinking I need to go back and watch that. So sometimes when I watch a film that I think is really good, I don't sort of take it all in. In one, I'll watch it all the way through, but I don't really look at every bit in detail. I'm like, right, I've got to go back after and do that. It's such a nerdy thing to do, but I won't be making this film if I won't be making this video if I wasn't a nerd, so it's not really news to you. But yeah, that's what I love this the combination of the gritty realism and the thriller aspects, the set pieces. There's a bit where they come into his jeweler store and you can lock people in the door and you watch it and you think at some point that's going to be used. That's put there later. It seems a totally natural thing now, but later on, that's going to be like Chekhov's gun. There's going to be a set piece there. Someone's going to be trapped in there. Or this is going to happen. That's going to happen. All these setups that are in there, you don't really notice them because of the naturalism of everything. You don't realize how specific everything is in here. Like Hitchcock, it's all the nuts and bolts are there, but they're all under the surface because of all this naturalism. That's what's brilliant about the film. Not just Adam Sandler's performance, but everything in the film is there to trap you, and it does brilliantly. So yeah, if that's the sort of I mean, I wouldn't watch this film if you have a nervous disposition because you will get wound up. This was like when I saw Mad Max at the cinema, and when it came out, my heart was still pounding. Afterwards, I felt the same with this film. So it hasn't happened for a while. I don't know how long ago the last Mad Max film came out, but it has that level of tension and that level of skill. So yeah, it's a really good film. I know a lot of other people have thought so as well. But yeah, if you saw it and you think differently, leave a comment below. It's on Netflix now, and also Good Time is as well. So if you have a few hours spare and you're up for it, check out Uncut Gems on Netflix, and also Good Time. Thank you. Now then, if you liked video, then click subscribe. If you didn't like it, well then bug off. No, don't really subscribe anyway.